Hello and welcome to today's lesson. How do I use Google Analytics? So, those of you that know me know that I swear by Google Analytics. Google Analytics is the completely free platform from Google that you can plug into the back end of your website and see exactly what everybody is doing on your website. And it really gives some fantastic information that is going to enable you to optimize your website, optimize the targeting that you're doing, optimize the traffic, and make sure your budget is being spent in the right place. So today what we're going to do, slightly off piece to our normal, we're going to come away from kind of the death by PowerPoint, and I'm actually going to log in to the analytics platform and show you where everything is. So for those that don't know me, my name is Christopher Clowes. I am an award-winning author. I've just realised that this is right in the middle of the screen. Let's get that out. My name is Christopher Clowes. I'm an award-winning author and commercial director of the UK's only risk-free digital marketing agency, which is HC Media Group. We're accredited by Google, which is key for what we do. Keynote speaker in business marketing and mindset. This lesson, again, I teach quite often, 7-8 times a month. I'm out giving this exact lesson to seminars of 100-150 people at a time. So, you know, there's really some key information here that you need to talk about, and make sure you have a pen and make sure you take notes here. Personally, I have helped over 1,400 small to medium-sized businesses increase growth through marketing, sales, finance, and mindset training. It really does work. And if obviously you need any help, then please do get in touch. As well as the smaller clients, these are some of the bigger clients that I've worked with as well. And as always, if you do want to get in touch, please email at team@hcmediagroup.co.uk. We're here, we're open, we want to help as many businesses as we can, and just give value and just help you get to the next stage. That is our kind of a critical goal. So first question, who has Google Analytics on their website? Obviously, please excuse for a minute. I'm just going to come out of here and I'm going to just going to go on to a couple of things. So let's go to hcmediagroup.co.uk. So this is our website. Take a bit load time because the wife's downstairs watching Netflix. So if you want to find out if your website has Google Analytics, one, try and log into Google Analytics. That's brilliant. But if you're not too sure, if you go to your website homepage and right click. Okay, so you go to your website and you right click. Now you've got to be on Google Chrome to be able to do this. Okay, so Google Chrome, you go into your website, you right click, go view a page source, and it comes up with lots of code that people look at and go, what the hell is that? Well, this is our life, this is what we spent. So go Control F is if you're trying to find something, and then type in the word analytics, and then as you can see, you have quite a few mentions of the word analytics in there. If you don't have any, then that is not going to show. If you're childish as me, then just type in the first 4 letters of that, and you can have a bit of a snigger to yourself every time you do it as well. That's what keeps me fresh at work. And so that's how, if you find out if you've got analytics. If you have, you need to be able to get your logins, and you need to log in because it provides some absolutely awesome information. So this is Google Analytics now, due to GDPR and also kind of client confidentiality. I don't want to show you our analytics or any of our clients' live analytics. So Google themselves have a kind of a demo account, so which is supposed to be from this Google merchandise store. So there is a demo account which they allow people to to use to learn Google Analytics. So I'm in there, so everything is American, but it's exactly the same in kind of English, just in the pound sign. So it's a few things to notice on this page. So down your left hand side, all the headings are down the left hand side. Okay, so you go real time, you click in there, you find all the real time, audience, and there, acquisition, all in there, and behavior and conversions. And we're going to go into every single one of those as we go, and you try and really pull out some information. On the right hand side here, you have the date, so you can scroll the date. So it's currently April the 20th. So I'm going to go March the 1st to March the 20th here. So I can also compare it. So I can compare against the previous month, previous year, so that always helps. See how you're doing compared to this year, or you can do custom where you can just find the dates that you want to compare against. In this aspect, I'm not going to compare, I'm just going to click apply. So all the data that comes through is from from last month. Now, please remember, this is data that has been on your website. So if I go onto your website, you can find out pretty much everything. So, pardon me, we'll start at the top. So going to the home page. Okay, so the home page, it gives a bit of a dashboard. So here we can see quite a lot of information, and I'm going to go through it bit by bit and just show you kind of what they mean. So we've got the users element here, so you can see how many people have been on your website, if you're making money, what your revenue is, your conversion rate, your sessions. How many users right now, this second, there's 25 people on there. Okay, now let's just wait, and I'm sure that's going to go up or down very, very shortly. So I'm pretty sure that's at 24 a second ago. Here we go, now up to 27. So you can see and sit there and see how many users your website has got right now. Now, please, 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 please do not, pardon me, do not let this get addictive. Okay, because it does get addictive. Sitting there, I've got an extra person on. Oh, someone's on my website. It really can get bad. Underneath here, we've got the top active pages. That's quite useful. And the traffic source here. So organic search, direct, referral, social. And how active you are over time. And how well do you retain the users? Do they come back? Where do your users visit? Okay, so this is really good. Okay, users by time of the day. Now, I worked with a company a couple of years ago that they had all their staff went at lunch at exactly the same time. Okay, so all the staff went lunch between 1 and 2. And there was nobody there to man the phones. It all just went to voicemail. And they pretty much shut between 1 and 2. And we looked at this, and I saw, between 12 and 3 was their peak times, people on their website. Now, we're doing some marketing and whatnot and getting people to convert more, which means the telephone calls went up. But between 1 and 2, the phones weren't being answered. So they're actually losing out, and you can tell by this this graph when people are on your website, and the darker the color, kind of the more usage you've got there. It's great to really understand that, because not only does it optimize your marketing, but it also optimizes the the office on a day-to-day basis as well. Here we've got sessions by country. Obviously, this is Google Merchandise Store, so it's a US based. So as you can see there, being mainly US based. And on the right, sessions by device. So here, 73% of the people that have been on the website last month are on a desktop. 24% mobile, and tablet 1.7%. And here, what pages that you visit, goal completions, and things like that. We'll go through that later on, but you can really start to see what goals there are and what you can set out, so you can track your marketing as much as you want, really. What your top selling products, obviously, if you have an e-commerce store, you can see what your top selling products are, and then what that does is that helps you promote those, because you know what the top selling products are. All you're going to do is you're going to promote more of those because you know they're going to sell more. And if you're doing Google ads along there, you can customize. I don't suggest it as a beginner, but you can customize your reports to sort of different dashboards and kind of pull out other information and things like that. Real time, obviously, you click on there, you can see exactly the real time of what's happening. Now, we've looked at that up here, on this side here. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about the real time, because I kind of only use the real time to check if the account's set up correctly. So if I set up a Google Analytics account on a client's website, what I can do then is I can go onto their website and have their analytics open, and it says one active user, and then I come off and that comes off as well. I know that it's tracking correctly. So that's how I make sure that things are tracked. But apart from that, I don't tend to use the real time, your real time section. The section that I use most is acquisition. Okay, now I am going to go to audience and I am going to go to behavior and conversions, but I'm going to start with acquisition. Okay, so with acquisition, you click on that and it comes through overview, all traffic, Google Ads, Search Console, social, and campaigns. Okay, so I'm going to talk about these slightly different. So campaigns, if you could set up a specific campaign, and with some tracking in there for Google Analytics. So if you're doing some affiliate or something like that, and you give somebody a link to drive traffic to your website, then you can track how much that specific advertiser has made for you. Social. Now, if you set up certain social campaigns, you can do that. Search Console, we went through this on the SEO element. You need a Search Console. This is the bit that tells Google that you're alive, and you really need that. If there's any elements of broken sites or anything like that, then that's going to come through. Google Ads, if you're doing some Google PPC ads, then you're going to find the information in there. What I like to work on in this section is all traffic. So I click on all traffic, comes up with channels, tree maps, source, and referrals. Now, you can go tree maps and source and things like that, but let's just start at the beginnings level, which is channels. So this is the main slide. If you just want to use the basics of Google Analytics, then this is it. Acquisition, all traffic, channels. Okay, go through that again. Acquisition, all traffic, channels, and make sure the date is correct. Once you have done that, then you will be able to come up with this slide, and this is what I use as a basic and a basis element of of what we're doing. And so at the top you have kind of this graph on a daily basis. Okay, so you can see the dates down here, and this is the amount of traffic that you've had along that time. So you can see the amount of users going up and things like that, and then going across. These dips, you can see Saturday and Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. So you can see the dips of the weekend, and then you can see obviously the growth during the week. And this is, as we go through the month. That is an overall traffic to your website. Okay. If we scroll down, then we get this information that is split over a certain amount of time. So what we've got down here on the left hand side, we've got your channels. Now we've gone into channels and how to get those to convert, or how to get those working in our our other lessons within this course. But on the right hand side at the top here, we've got some more information, and I'm going to go through that information now, so you can start to understand what's going on and how it's working. So the first is users. Okay, we've got the dates here, March the 1st to March the 31st. Within those two dates, you have had 42,299 users on the site. Okay, new users. 39,214 of those have never been on the website before. Okay, or are not tracked by cookies, which could last 30 to 60 days. So they might have been on the website a year ago or something like that, but it's classed as a new user. Then we go over to sessions. Now, a session is, how many times the website's been in use. So 42,299, out of those, there's been 53,000 sessions. So someone might have been on the website 2 or 3 times. It's one user, 2 or 3 sessions. Bounce rate is incredibly important. Okay, this is one of the most important things that we look at within advertising. So what a bounce is if they come from your advert onto your website, and they look around and go, nope, this is not for me, and then come off and bounce back. That is a bounce rate. So 49% of the people on this website look at one page only, and come off. Okay, so there is a bit of an issue there that we need to look at. Pages per session. Out of the 50% that aren't bouncing, on average they're looking at 3 to 4 different pages, and average session duration. So this is how long people are spending on your website. This is 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes time. Now, the reason that these are important, this is the behavior side of things. So bounce rate is really important. That if you're doing a social media advert or a PPC advert or something like that, you can see how engaged people are when they get to the website. So you can go, oh, okay, right, I've got a high bounce rate. Okay, so if I've got a high bounce rate, that means people aren't engaged and they're going to bounce off. But if you've got a low bounce rate, people are coming onto your website and they're submitting the forms, they're converting, they're flicking around your website, then you've got a better engagement. The same as pages session and average session duration. On the conversion side, we've got e-commerce conversion rate. So that is from the 42,299 people. How many people have actually converted into paying customers? Okay, so that is really, really important information to know. Transactions is how much is that transaction been, and revenue is how much revenue you have made from those transactions. Now, don't worry if you don't sell on your website, you only collect leads. You can set this up. Here you can see you can set a number of different goals. You can set this up so you can track the amount of leads. Obviously, it hasn't got revenue there, but you'd have kind of leads instead of transactions. Then you'd have lead conversion rate. So you've still got the same information there, but you haven't got obviously the revenue element, because you're not making money with a lead unless you put a figure against that. So Going down here, so we've got organic search. That is search engine optimization, or Google as such. So if somebody goes onto Google and says, I want the best SEO agency in the world, and they come across HC Media Group and they click on HC Media Group and come to my website, that's organic search. Direct, well, direct is going into the URL, going into here where it says analytics.google and typing in www.hcmediagroup.co.uk and coming to my website. That is direct. Referral is if I'm on somebody else's website, so if I'm on a lead generators or something like that and they click on that website to come to mine, that is referral. Social, I'm pretty sure everybody knows what social media is. Affiliates, that's where you're getting other people to sell your your products and services for you. Other is where they haven't been able to track it. Display is when you've got a banner to display on somebody else's website. And last but not least, paid search. So that's kind of Google AdWords and things like that. So my phone is a Google phone, and every time I say that word, it flags up. So along the top here, so what we need to do here, so we've got all the channels and we've got all the information. Now we need to start to analyze this information to see what has been profitable, within your campaign, because what am I going to put my budget on? Okay, so you've got all the the traffic and all the things here. So there's a few things to look out for. Okay, organic search has brought the most amount of traffic to the website over that period. It's got quite a high bounce rate and a medium term conversion rate, and it's brought some decent transactions. It's direct, it's got more of a conversion rate and quite a lot of transactions there compared to the traffic, and it's got a very low bounce rate compared to the rest of the site. But don't forget, direct is when they're actually coming straight to your website. So they know who you are, they know what they want, they're coming straight in. Social media, we can see here, it's got 58.93% bounce rate. That's a very high. People are only spending a minute 28 on there, and the conversion rate is incredibly low. 0.05% of people actually convert, but it's bringing 1,716 people in that month to the website. So what we can do here is, these are clickable links. If we just click on social, wait for it to load. Here we can start to see a deeper knowledge. So you can see now YouTube, 1,367 users, but it's made no sales. No sales whatsoever. Okay, it's got 58% conversion rate, and people are not on the website very, very long. Whereas Facebook, it's 172, and it has made one sale. But the most important thing here is, people are being more engaged. But there's a very high, very, very high bounce rate here. But page sessions and things like that. So you can start to see exactly which which channels are converting most, and you can make your decisions based off of the data that you've got, because otherwise there's no use kind of having it. Let me just come back to the channels section. Superb. So like I say, you make your financial and your marketing decisions from this data. So me personally, if I had some budget, the first thing that I would do is say, okay, right, I've got a high bounce rate, So I'm going to create more calls to actions on my website, make my website easier to use, and try and get people to engage at a deeper level. Okay. If I was to spend any money on traffic, that money is most probably going to go on organic search, because social, affiliates, display, paid search, they're not bringing me in the transactional cost. They're not, I'm not making any money out of those, so I'm not going to get a return of investment from that unless there's a big shift in performance. So as a safe bet, my money is going to go onto the organic search. If I can increase the organic search, then I'm going to increase the number of sales I make. It just makes sense. If I double this number, I double this number. Okay, so if I double the amount of traffic I get to my website, then I double the amount of sales that I get, because you're using the same conversion rate. Now, if you have looked at the KPI section of the course, I did talk about how to set KPIs and said, I said that, later on in the course, we would look at where to find the conversion rate to do all the math. Well, this is it. That is where you get it from, that box. Don't worry about these individually, because they're individual channels. You need to kind of have the site-wide channel sitting there. So you can really start to engage your budgets correctly and make sure that they're spent in exactly the right place. Now, if you start to notice that you're pumping so much time and effort into your social media, come on here to see if it's working. Your social media platforms might say, oh yeah, you're getting loads of traffic to your site. Great, but are they actually converting into sales? Okay, that is the most important thing. Okay, so now what we're going to look at is we're going to look at the audience. So the reason we look at acquisition first is we can see who and what traffic and what channels are really working on your website, so you can optimize those. Next, we're going to look into audience, and the reason that we look into audience is so we can see what audience is most engaged with your website as well. Now, the good thing about understanding your audience is going back to the persona element. If we know our target market, we can target those people with less risk. So you click on audience, and then you've got quite a lot of information here. I'm not going to go through absolutely everything, because I could be here for hours. I mean, Google offer a free Analytics Academy course with an exam at the end. If you really want to master this, it is it's incredibly long-winded, and it's brilliant. It really does work. But we need to make sure that we understand the basics first. So here I wouldn't really worry about any of those, but let's click on demographics. Again, it's a drop down, and just go overview. So here we can see in these dates, March the 1st, March the 31st, the age of 25 to 34 are the most interested. Okay, I get more 25 to 34 year olds on my website than I do anybody else. So I'm now going to do a social media campaign. Who am I going to target? I'm going to target people of the age 25 to 34. Makes sense. On the right hand side, you've got your male and your female, and here it shows that male is the highest. Okay, so we've got female users 39%, male users of 61%, and that will really give you a good idea. So at the moment now, we're going to be targeting males aged 25 to 34. So come out of that and go onto interests and overview. you can start to see what they're interested in here as well. So you've got, arts, entertainment, you've got, shopping and employment, and there's so many different things here. You can start to see what these people are interested in, so you can really start to build up a persona about that person. Now we go to geo. We're going to go to location first. Okay. So we've got a map here, but we can also break it down here. And if I really wanted, I could go on to city. Okay, so let's click on to city. We have so much information here, and you've got the same. You've got the acquisition, behavior and conversions, and it tells you all of the things here that you can do. And so, just looking at this, we want to target. So we know we're targeting males aged 25 to 34 that's interested in arts and entertainment and technology and that kind of stuff. Now we can use this information to be able to do our marketing very, very cleverly. Okay, so looking here, bounce rate. Who's got the lowest bounce rate there? Looking across, it is Sunnyvale. This isn't a surprise because I do this every single week. And transactions, if we come across here, conversion rate, who's got, that's quite a high conversion rate, but, let's look at Sunnyvale there because, again, it's one of the highest conversion rates going other than New York. So New York's got the highest, and then Sunnyvale's got the second most converting there. But difference between Sunnyvale and New York, Sunnyvale's got a better bounce rate, and people spend a lot longer on the site. So ultimately, Sunnyvale is the best performing city in America for this specific website. Okay, so we want to kind of turn our marketing into profit. Now, if you know how to do your back-end social media, this is your business.facebook. If you don't, get in touch and we can make sure that we put you in the right place for that course, okay? You can set up a target. So you can literally drop a pin on someone's head for the lead generation element of your site, okay? Now, I know that the most performing people on my website are males aged 25 to 34 in Sunnyvale that's interested in arts and entertainment. I know that because of the data that Google Analytics have given me. So if I target those people with my marketing budget, I know I'm going to get a return of investment because it is so easy to get there, okay? Because it is so easy to find that information, you are going to be able to literally print your own money. So now our, Facebook advert is, are you a male aged 25 to 34 in Sunnyvale interested in arts and entertainment? And people are going to scroll and go, yeah. How do you know that? If you are, this is the product for you. Now, you see this all the time. People targeting you all the time, and it really, really does work. Okay, this is why you buy things off social media. And this is why you get engrossed in how you get engaged, because marketing managers such as us understand this information and use this information to base their targeting on and make sure that everything is working and everything is working correctly. I hope that makes sense. I really, really do hope that that makes sense. Next, we can have a look at behavior. So we can look at new versus returning and how long that they've been on the site and things like that. What I love to look at is the technology, okay? So here we can see that Chrome is the most engaged. Okay, but people on Safari earn you the most amount of money. Okay, so that shows that an Apple product, because Apples are the ones with Safari, are the most engaged. Look at that, 52 sales. Let's look at the conversion rate there. The conversion rate 0.2% to 0.70%. It is so different. So I'm now going to target in Facebook Marketing Manager. I'm going to target men aged 25 to 34, interested in arts and entertainment in Sunnyvale that have opened Facebook on Safari. You can do that. You can literally go that far and that in depth, and from that you are going to get the highest return of your investment because you know exactly where they're going. We can look at the network. Oh, this one's not set, so that hasn't pulled through, but sometimes that'll tell you, what network that they come through. So going on to mobile, we can see what they're doing. Okay, so we can see now, it made sense earlier that the through the technology and the behavior, the Chrome Safari was the highest converting. We said, okay, that's an Apple product, but there's so many different Apple products there, so many. So what we can do now is we can start to look at which it is. So this is an Apple iPhone, not an iPad. This is an Apple iPhone, which means that as we're designing the advert, we're designing it to the size of an iPhone. We're not designing it, fat width or anything like that, because, for an iPad, we're putting the right amount of pixels in. We're designing it correctly for an, optimized for an iPhone. So just kind of going back, if you want to print your own money, you need to do two things. You need to make sure you have more than two things, but only a couple. Make sure you have Google Analytics on your website, and then start driving traffic and learn the business.facebook side of things. Okay, if you know that, please do not like a booster post or anything like that. Get in touch with us. We will sort you out, making sure that you've got the right training. We teach on a training element for that. We can help you drive traffic, high volumes of traffic to your website. And us as an agency, what we do when we're driving traffic to our people's websites, we're looking at this stuff every single day. We're looking at Google Analytics and saying, this is the most converting. So if we do more of what's most converting, we're going to win. Okay, we've taken the blindfold off. And that is the most important element. Taking the blindfold off and ensuring that, we have all the information that you need. So here we also have some behavior. So here you've got your site content, how engaging your site content is, your site speed, how fast your website is, and how you're looking at search events and things like that. Those are really, really key information. I'm not going to confuse you here today because, there's two main elements, okay? Two main elements. If you want to turn your marketing budget into return of investment and the highest possible return of investment, the highest possible, that is the key thing, okay? Making sure that this actually returns. There's no point spending on marketing if you do not get a return. And I mean a high return. You want 10 times your money usually. Okay, so if you put £1,000 in, you should get £10,000 back. Okay, get in touch with us, hcmediagroup.co.uk, if you need some help. We are here to support you. Just as an overview, there's two things that you need to do. Okay, two things that we use Google Analytics for. One, making sure that the target everything that you're doing is correct using the audience section. Number 2, making sure that the channel and the website is performing through acquisition. This is just 5% of what Google Analytics can do, but it really, really does help. Okay, it really, really does help. Just using those 2 things will change your life if you haven't done it before. Thank you for your time today. I really do hope that that was of use. Like I say, email us at team@hcmediagroup.co.uk. That's team@hcmediagroup.co.uk if you need any help whatsoever, and we will make sure that we help you as far as we can. Thank you for your time on this. I am using this as the free element, so if you've seen this and you want to buy the full course, please do get in contact and we'll be able to sort out the full course for you. Those that are already on the course, I hope you're enjoying it, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Thanks for your time.